Today we're taking a look at what are my top 5 SMGs in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And we're starting it off with the Scorpion Evo 3 Baby, okay? And this thing is actually located in the Windy Isles region. We can get it at the Recycling Factory. And it's arguably the best SMG in this game to a lot of people. It does have exceptionally high fire rates. Nothing crazy to the likes of what we're going to be discussing. I know with SMGs, guys, a lot of the reason why we tend to use them is because we're in the mood to really dump dudes. We're in the mood to use that automatic fire. I know some of us do use SMGs in single shot or even burst. That's also a really good option for you too, but I know a lot of us we're in the mood to just spray targets and have a little bit of fun. SMGs tend to be the guns that we really do dip into. The Scorpion Evo 3 is not a bad tool, guys, alright? It works extremely well even at a distance too, and it's shocking. It doesn't even have that great of a range even, guys. It's actually the weakest link on its stats, and this thing does boast with a 23 damage. I don't know if I should say boast, but it does have 23 damage. Maybe not the greatest damage ever, but with that 30 round magazine and with that accuracy and that handling, that's quite a line pretty high. Again, this thing is going to be such an effective SMG, and I do highly recommend that you take out the Scorpion Evo 3. So we're going to bounce over now to the next gun, and that is the MP5, baby. Alright, and the MP5 is such a legendary classic. It excels in close quarter combat, of course, because that's of course what it's designed to be, but it really is a flexible SMG that can really work around corners. And the MP5, guys, it has a 29 damage, so it's actually quite high, and it actually has some pretty aligned stats too. Like when you're looking at them, they're all pretty aligned, guys, okay? The accuracy, the handling, range, mobility, recoil, all 5 of those things are all quite aligned. This thing really does have actually probably the better range out of all the SMGs we're going to be looking at here today. Aside from maybe one of them, this one has some of the best range that you can actually lean in on for SMGs, okay? A lot of these SMGs, guys, the shocking thing is that these things can be used at a distance, especially when you put on a digital sight on these things. It can turn them into assault rifles. A lot of the guns in Breakpoint, guys, once you reach those mastery or those weapon mastery upgrades, you put them on, you got those upgrades done to MK3. A lot of these guns end up becoming super OP and really fun to use. So yeah, guys, the MP5 is going to have a great automatic fire, a great kind of a burst fire option too as well, because this thing doesn't have a single shot, or at least not how I built it. I don't even remember now if it has a trigger option, but I do know for a fact that it does have a triple burst fire as well as an automatic burst fire, or sorry, an automatic fire mode that you can try out, okay? And this thing is going to be, again, very accurate, and really you're going to be able to handle this gun like no other, man. It's a really good tame SMG, and again, I really recommend you use the MP5 if you absolutely need something to use. Say you already have been using it and you need something new to try, then you go with the MP7, and that's right next on the list, okay? Because the MP7 and the MP5, very similar. I have compared the Vector as well as the MP7 in the past. The Vector is also on this list, don't you worry. You guys already know that it's my number 1. Well, it is tied. It's tied number 1. You'll know why soon. But we're gonna discuss the MP7 real quick before we do jump into the Vector. Okay, I've already spoiled that. I tend to spoil my numbers as I'm discussing them because it's hard for me to keep them contained, guys. All right, but the MP7, guys, it really does have exceptional handling, exceptional mobility, and exceptional recoil. This thing is gonna be so damn tame, and it's one of my favorite guns to use in CQC. It's a great gun. Again, only 23 damage, but you know what? It does make up for it again in those 3 statistics that are its strongest points: the handling, mobility, and the recoil, okay? And this thing isn't really going to be the greatest in range, guys, okay? This is really if you really need to use something specifically for CQC only, that is where the MP7 comes in. Sure, you can pick off some dudes at medium ranges, which I've done before, but really, guys, this thing is just perfect for CQC through and through. Go with that MP7, okay? That's where we're going to start to talk about the Vector now, okay? Because now I did mention it already, and that's where the Vector comes in, because the Vector is a lot more versatile in my opinion, okay? This thing, the Vector, does only have 24 damage, but it is slightly one above the MP7 as well as the Scorpion Evo 3. So the Vector's already housing a little bit more power there in that MK3 fully upgraded stat that it can have. And also this one is also a burst fire and automatic fire as well. With the Vector, it's not going to have the best accuracy because of how fast the fire rate is, but the Vector's fire rate is so unmatched, man. I think the FAMAS might be the highest, might be the highest rate of fire of its class, so of the ASRs, but the Vector, I'm pretty sure, is the #1 high rate of fire of the submachine gun category. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. Maybe it's the Vector Shorty, I don't know. And that's another honorable mention there, guys, the Vector Shorty. now we move on to the most epic, the best SMG that Breakpoint offers, okay? And if it wasn't the Vector, which normally I would say the Vector would be the best that this game offers, but I have to give it to the integrally suppressed Honey Badger. And you guys all knew that it was coming. You guys all knew the Honey Badger was coming, man. It's an integrally suppressed SMG. It just cuts through wolves like butter. I've said this before. I think it was like my first YouTube video back when I was all shy and shit. But yeah, man, thing is just phenomenal. It's got a 31 damage, so it's definitely the highest damage of all these 5 that we've covered here today. And honestly, guys, this thing is highly accurate. The handling is super top notch. It's actually one of the best handled SMGs that this game has, okay? And the mobility is right up there. The recoil is right up there aligned with it. Again, this thing has 31 damage, guys, all right? 31. And actually, when this game first came out, if you look at my weapon loader for this gun, I'm actually going to pull it up right now. 43, man. This gun had 43 damage when it initially came out. They've updated that. They've reduced it to 31, I guess, over time. They tried to balance it out a bit. But yeah, the Honey Badger, even when it was 43 damage and that thing was just king, it was absolutely king. It still is absolutely king at 31 damage. Maybe it was a little OP, I gotta say, but I don't know, man. Even at 31 damage, the Honey Badger gives you exceptional results. This thing really does really hit hard, man, and it gives you a single shot firing mode, and that's why the Honey Badger really is one of the most versatile SMGs, even more so than the Vector. The Honey Badger feels so unique in this game, and I really don't know what it is about it, but I absolutely love the rendition of the Honey Badger we get in this game. It just feels so good, man. And if you need a tool for any sort of stealth engagement while you're playing with an SMG, then the Honey Badger is your go-to. So yeah, man, those are my top 5 SMGs in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. Let me know what your top 5 are in the comments as well, because I want to see what you guys have to say, man. I want to see what everyone else is running. That's it for me today, okay? Thank you for watching once again, and take it easy.